EIGRP gives us that new option of getting into named configuration mode, where we are in the new framework that allows us to work with advertising more than just IPv4 or IPv6. We can have a combined approach, and we do that with address families. So how do we authenticate named EIGRP? Well, we still have the keychains. It's the exact same logic there. You build the local keychain that has a key ID that has to match the other side, a key string that has to match the other side. It generates an MD5 hash as a result. EIGRP authentication normally is stuck in interface configuration mode, but we can see that we have that absent here because we're going to do that under address family interface and choosing the appropriate interface. So that's the new ingredient. Then we can see authentication. So we don't have to do things like IP authentication because we can see that we have v4 here. Okay. But in any case, I want to do this so that you can gain some confidence, because just seeing it, well, that's good, but there's certainly better that I can do. So right now, I'm going to do this for IPv6, by the way. Show IPv6, protocols, nothing's fancy going on. IPv6. And I'm going to do IP router EIGRP. And then I'm going to say, what do I want to name this? Named auth demo. Great. Okay, so now I have to build in an address family. I want to run IPv6. Autonomous system, 100. Press enter there. So I can see some of my other options here. And then I want to go into an interface. And specifically, I'm going to go on R3. I'm going to go to gigabit here, and I'm going to do authentication mode MD5. Oops. Made a little goof there because I didn't tab autocomplete. Okay, so I've got named configuration running. Looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. Okay, so I'm going to go over to R4. Sometimes it's good to just double check your work. I'm going to do router EIGRP. Named auth demo. Address family. IPv6. And we have to do that autonomous system. I'm pretty consistent about the autonomous system. Then what do? I want to get into address family interface for gig 2/0. Authentication mode D5. Okay. So I've got a lot of the building blocks in place now between me and my adjacent router. I am authenticating on that interface, and we've got our neighborship formed. Isn't this great? So I'm going to do a show IPv6. So I'm going to do a show IP. Okay, so we can see that we've got that neighbor in place. And let's tear it down. Let's remove our authentication here. So let's remove it. And you can see, hey, our neighbor immediately crashed down. So we are having a positive or negative effect, full control over successful authentication with and without the authentication. So with it, we have a neighborship. Without it, it's gone. So I'll add that back in. We are looking really good. So named EIGRP configuration. You can probably tell I'm a little bit slower in this mode because I'm so used to just the classic EIGRP configuration. But we can all muddle our way through this. Very exciting, and I really like it. I like the ability to compartmentalize lots of different components in EIGRP in the same chunk. I can get my IPv6 and IPv4 configuration all in this mode, and I think it's really the way of the future.